Your dog just stretched at you, and you smiled, because you think that means they're happy. You're right, but you're only seeing 1/7 of the picture. And the last one? If you misread it, it could cost your dog's life. Before we get to the stretch, you need to understand what triggers it, because the science here is borderline unbelievable. Researchers at Emory University put dogs inside an fMRI scanner, fully awake, no sedation, and presented them with different scents: food, other dogs, strangers, and their owners. The brain's reward center lit up strongest for exactly one thing: not food, not another dog. You, your scent, your person. That neural explosion is the starting pistol for everything their body does the moment you walk through that door, including the stretch. So let's decode it, piece by piece. Here's something almost every dog owner gets wrong, and I got it wrong too. That greeting stretch looks like your dog warming up stiff muscles after a nap. It's a neat, tidy explanation, and it's almost completely wrong. In the 1990s, behavioral researcher Mark Bekoff was studying dog play when he noticed that the play bow, which looks almost identical to the greeting stretch, functioned like a punctuation mark, a social still with you signal between dogs. But then came the jaw-dropping part. Researchers compared dog puppies to wolf puppies performing the same bowing motion. When dog puppies bowed, their partners jumped right back into play. When wolf puppies bowed, nothing. No response. Their partners didn't register it as a signal at all. Domestication didn't just change your dog's appearance. It rewired this stretching posture into a working communication tool, not just between dogs, but between dogs and humans specifically. When your dog drops into that stretch the moment you walk in, they're not loosening muscles. They're sending a signal 15,000 years of evolution refined just for you, one their wild ancestors literally never developed. Most of us see the greeting stretch and think, pure happiness. And that's what we want to believe. But the scientific classification of this behavior tells a more layered story. A team in Italy used automated facial tracking software to analyze dogs in different social scenarios. What they found was striking. Dogs don't stretch the same way in every situation. When a human is present and watching, the stretch changes. It's a displacement behavior, a physical action that bridges two conflicting emotions. Their follow-up study tested 53 dogs with unfamiliar humans approaching in either neutral or threatening ways. The results surprised the researchers themselves. Dogs showed more stretching behaviors in neutral situations, not threatening ones. Why? Because the greeting stretch isn't just joy. It's emotional complexity made physical. Your dog is simultaneously thrilled to see you, slightly uncertain about your mood after a separation, navigating the social pressure of re-establishing contact. The stretch is how they bridge all three feelings at once. It's not simple happiness. It's your dog processing one of the most emotionally loaded moments of their day, and doing it gracefully. This next one hit me harder than any other finding in this video, and somehow, most dog owners still haven't heard about it. In 2022, a Japanese research team published a study that's already been cited dozens of times. They discovered something that sounds almost too emotional to be real science. Dogs produce significantly more tears when reunited with their owner, compared to being reunited with a familiar person who isn't their owner. They measured this using the same standardized eye test ophthalmologists use on humans, and they traced the mechanism directly to oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When they gave dogs oxytocin, tear production increased. The emotion of seeing you, their person, creates a measurable physical response in their tear glands. Now here's what ties it all together. The greeting stretch happens inside exactly this neurochemical event. Your dog detects your scent or face. Their reward center fires. Oxytocin surges. Cortisol from being alone begins dropping. Tears increase, and the body drops into that front-end stretch. It's not a sequence. It's one coordinated emotional event, happening simultaneously. Next time your dog stretches at you, look at their eyes. That wetness isn't your imagination. The greeting stretch involves more than a body posture. Watch your dog's face the next time they do it. The wide eyes, the raised inner eyebrows, that open, almost pleading expression. That's not accidental, and it's physically impossible for a wolf to make. In 2019, a research team dissected the facial muscles of dogs and wolves side by side. Their finding was remarkable. Dogs possess a specialized muscle that wolves have completely failed to develop, called the levator anguli oculi medialis. Its sole function is to raise the inner eyebrow, producing that wide-eyed, irresistible expression we're all powerless against. Here's why this matters for the stretch. Throughout domestication, dogs with more expressive faces had a survival advantage. Humans bonded with them more easily, provided better care, and selected them for breeding. The greeting stretch is part of that same evolutionary toolkit, a full-body communication system where posture, movement, and facial expression all work in concert. Your species and theirs co-evolved this moment. Your dog didn't just learn to greet you. Their anatomy was literally shaped over millennia to make that greeting land. The greeting stretch gets all the attention, but your dog performs at least 5 other distinct stretches throughout the day, and most owners treat them all the same. Big mistake: pendiculation, the wake-up stretch. Full-body stretch with a yawn, right after waking up. This one is purely neurological, the brain rebooting the body after sleep. No social signal, just a system restart. Downward dog, the genuine physical stretch. Front legs extended, rear elevated, done slowly and deliberately outside a greeting context. Real muscle work. The key difference from a greeting stretch: speed and context. Slow and relaxed equals physical. Fast and wiggly with tail wagging equals social. The sploot, the trust badge. Flat on the belly, hind legs kicked straight back. Hip flexor stretch, but also a vulnerability signal. Dogs only sploot when they feel completely safe. If your dog sploots near you, they're paying you a quiet compliment. The calming signal stretch. I mean, no harm. Slow, almost theatrical, often paired with lip licking or a gaze away from the target. Researcher Turid Rugas classified these as tension reduction signals. Translation: I am not a threat. Let's keep the peace. The shake-off, emotional state reset. A full-body shake that looks like water coming off a wet dog, except they're dry. A 2024 Columbia University Dog Cognition Lab study across 120 recorded shake-offs found this functions as an emotional transition marker: alert to calm, play to rest, stress to ease. 5 stretches, 5 completely different messages. Context, speed, body tension, and what happens right before and after. That's how you tell them apart. Sometimes the greeting stretch has nothing to do with joy or bonding. Sometimes your dog is being much more careful than you realize. A German study testing 116 dogs using standardized behavioral assessments confirmed that stretching displays frequently accompany appeasement signals, especially during approaches with unfamiliar people. If your dog stretches towards someone they don't know well, they may not be greeting that person. They may be communicating, I am not a threat. Please don't be one either. Here's how to read the difference. Appeasement stretch: lowered head, averted gaze, tucked tail, slow and deliberate movement. Joy stretch: upright head, direct eye contact, wagging tail, bouncy and fast. If your dog stretches at a visitor with tense body language, don't force the interaction. They're requesting a peaceful, low-pressure introduction. Respect the signal. This is the most important thing in this entire video. There is one stretch that looks almost identical to the greeting stretch. Front end down, rear end up. And if you misread it as happiness, you could miss the most critical medical warning your dog can give you. It's called the prayer position, and veterinary literature consistently identifies it as a sign of abdominal pain. The dog lowers their chest to the ground while keeping their rear elevated, because that position physically relieves pressure on an inflamed abdomen. How to tell the difference? Normal greeting stretch, relaxed spine, wagging tail, soft face, happens when they see you. Prayer position, rigid or arched back, no tail wag, visible distress, happens after eating, during rest, or in the middle of the night. Conditions including pancreatitis, intestinal blockages, and bloat, which can be fatal within hours, all produce this posture. If you see a rigid back, no tail movement, panting, whining, or a distended abdomen, call your vet immediately. This is not a stretch you can afford to misread. 7 meanings. 1 stretch, a social signal wolves were never built to send. 2 emotions layered on top of each other. Real tears triggered by the same hormone that bonds a mother to her child. A facial muscle that your dog's species literally grew over thousands of years, just to communicate with you. 5 other stretch types, carrying 5 completely different messages. A peace signal asking for a gentle introduction, and a medical warning that could save your dog's life. That stretch at the front door was never simple. It's your dog's body speaking the only language it knows. And now, you finally understand every word. Next time they stretch, watch the spine, the tail, the eyes, the context. Your dog has been telling you exactly how they feel. The only thing that changed is you're now actually listening. If this changed how you see your dog, share it with another dog owner who needs to hear it. And if you want to know what it means when your dog licks you, that video is next. Here at Canine Mind World, this is exactly what we do. We translate what your dog's body is actually saying, so you never have to guess again. If this video changed how you see your dog, hit subscribe. Every week we decode one more behavior that most owners completely misread. And if you know someone with a dog, share this with them. You might just save their dog's life with that last tip.